The incoming administration of General Muhammadu Buhari has been called upon to make sure that the issues of religion differences is reduced to the barest minimum, as this has always been the cause of division and avoidable violence and religious sentiment in the country. The senior pastor of God's Restoration Ministries International, also known as Success Family, Reverend Tony Egbule, who made this call in an exclusive interview with Ben Television in Abuja, said for any nation to grow, there is a need to tolerate each other, especially in the areas of religious beliefs and political affiliations.
We have been praying, and the incoming government promised change, which nobody that do not want change. We've been praying for change for the better, rather change for the best. And these were the promises that they made before, the election. Now that he's been elected, and we're expecting that soon they will hit the road running. On the religious aspects, as it concerns the Christian faith, as it concerns Nigerians in general, we expect to have peace. If you will recall, and today, if you read the papers, you see the senseless killings in the northeast, which are traceable to religious conflicts. Despite the fact that some think he has taken a political, tune, but we know, for us, we see it as, even if it's political, clothed in religion. Whatever faith they are interested in, they should be allowed to serve their God without molestation, without fear, without intimidation. So our expectation from the government is that the senseless killing will stop, because that is part of the changes we are expecting. We also we are also expecting that in some areas in Nigeria, where to say I belong to this particular religion is like you are signing a death warrant, because you don't know what will happen next. You are not safe. We want to see changes, that wherever you are, you have rest of mind, you have peace. So these are part of the expectation we from the religious angle looking at it, that we expect that he should see to that wherever you are in Nigeria, you enjoy peace.
Speaking on the predatory role and involvement of some religious leaders before the general elections, Reverend Egbule said, though you can't separate religious leaders from politics, as everyone is interested and concerned about who becomes his or her leader.
Human beings are political animals, like the sociologists will tell us. You cannot divorce religious leaders from taking active part as it relates to how the people are governed, the welfare of the people, the security of the people. But what I will not subscribe to is where religious leaders openly endorse candidates, preach against candidates that are not their candidates. When you are outrightly involved in politics, because whether you agree to it or not, in every religious setting, you have people of different opinion. And religious leaders are seen as the representatives of God. When you now begin to speak, the people believe it's God that is speaking. And when you are very political and you are vocal about it, then you tend to create disaffection and division among even your flocks. So I think they should not be passive, but there should be a limit where you now begin to predict, and sometimes they go as far as making it sound like it's God that is speaking. that this particular candidate is going to win, that other candidate is. They are all political leaders, or those aspiring to be political leaders are all sons and daughters of religious people. In a church, for instance, you can have people from different parties, people vying for different positions and offices. If you now decide as a religious leader to take side with one, then you can imagine the chaos you have, created in that gathering. To that extent, we can be part of what is happening in the system because we are part of the society. However, there should be limit to it. We should be able to know where to draw the line.
He therefore used the medium to advise Nigerians, irrespective of their political and religious affiliation, to support the incoming administration, as that is the only way to get the best out of every government. From Abuja, I am Festus Ejirogen Efifen for Ben Television News.
Anambra State Governor Willie Obiano has appealed to the President-elect Muhammadu Buhari to be magnanimous in victory and carry along the people of southeastern part of the country in the information of the new government come May 29, 2015. The governor made the appeal when he paid a visit on the President-elect at his residence in Abuja. Speaking with journalists after a closed-door meeting with Muhammadu Buhari, Anambra State Governor said people of the Southeast have a lot of expectation in the incoming administration of Muhammadu Buhari.
We will support him. I also pleaded with him on some pressing projects that are of major importance to the people of the Southeast, like the second Niger Bridge and some of the federal roads. I also did mention requests in the area of appointments for the Anambra and, of course, people from the Southeast, be it ambassadorial, ministerial, and what have you. So basically, is to congratulate His Excellency, the President-elect, on his well-deserved victory.
However, Anambra State Governor said he had no plan to dump his political party or Progressive Grand Alliance (APGA) for the incoming government party or Progressive Congress (APC).
It is not correct. I will remain with APGA, and work very closely with the president.
Muyiwa Bamdele reporting from Abuja. As countdown to May 29, 2015 presidential inauguration began, former Bayelsa State Governor Timipre Silva and the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator Ayons Pius Ayim, will co-chair 2015 Presidential Inauguration Planning Committee. At a joint briefing by the co-chairman in Abuja, Ayim said the brief was to present program of 2015 presidential inauguration to the public.
This is a press briefing 2015 presidential inauguration. The purpose of this press briefing is to present to the public the plans and the programs of the 2015 Nigerian presidential inauguration ceremony. As you are all well aware, the transition is from the President Goodluck administration to the incoming President-elect General Muhammadu Buhari's administration. It may be necessary to note that the two leaders have consulted with each other and agreed on the need for a smooth and seamless transition. It is in furtherance of that understanding that both the President and the President-elect agreed on two committees, namely the Transition Committee and the Inauguration Committee.
According to Ayin, the members of the government team include FCT Minister Bala Mohammed, Minister of Land and Housing Son Eyakeyin, Minister of Interior Abba Moro, Minister of Aviation Osita Shidoka, Minister of State for Defense Olsen Akubono, Others are Minister of Water Resources and Minister of Tourism and Culture Edem Duke, Minister of Foreign Affairs Aminu Wali, Chief of Defence Staff Alex Bade, Acting Inspector General of Police Solomon Arashi, Representative of National Security Advisor, and others. The co-chair of the committee, Timi Preseva, also read out the name of the incoming government committee.
Chief Timi Preseva, co-chair. Honorable Samson Osagie, member. Chief Pius Akinye-Lure, member. Mrs. Abike Dabiri Erewa, member. Ms. Sharon Ikiazo, member. Professor Tony Awonka, member.
The mandate of the committee is to draw up a program of activity for the inauguration ceremony, arrange invitation and accommodation for foreign and local dignitaries, organize a program of activities. From Abuja, Muiwa Bamdele reporting.
The Honorable Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Olusegun Aganga, has commended the Director General, Standard Organization of Nigeria, SON, Dr. Joseph Odumodu, his management team and members of staff for the giant steps taken by the organization so far towards the actualization of a diversified economy in Nigeria, noting that for Nigeria to grow, there is a need to reduce the overdependence on oil, which is currently one of the main sources of income for the country. The minister who gave this commendation during the official commissioning of the Standard Organization of Nigeria headquarters building in Abuja said that the organization plays a major role in the nation's economy in the areas of ensuring that goods manufactured, imported or exported in and out of the country meet international standard.
Only 2 days ago, I was commissioning the new international accredited laboratories in Lagos. It's the first time ever that we'll have such an accredited laboratory with such scopes, 12 scopes in the country. Now, for those who don't understand what that means, we all say we want to diversify the economy. We need to increase our income from non-oil products. But there's no way we would achieve that without having the right quality infrastructure, such as the laboratories. Nigeria, we could not export yam to United Kingdom because we did not have a laboratory to test it here. Unless you understand the role of soil, you will not understand why it's so critical for the economic diversification of this country. It is on that note that I'm so delighted to be commissioning this twin building, because it will create a better environment for you to do your work. But the next thing is to make sure that the management and the board make sure that the building is properly maintained.
Speaking earlier, the Director General and Chief Executive of Standard Organization of Nigeria, Dr. Joseph Odumodu, who was full of excitement for the completion of the national headquarters within a period of 12 months, said the Standard Organization of Nigeria, apart from the erection of the twin edifice in Abuja, the organization has also undertook other projects that will make the duty of ensuring standard more effective. High point was the commissioning of the edifice and unveiling of the plaque by the Honorable Minister. The colorful ceremony featured cultural displays and other side attractions. From Abuja, I am Festus Ejiroge Nefifen for Ben Television.
The National Council on Privatization has approved the financial bid opening for transaction advisors for the partial privatization of 3 development finance institutions in the country. The DFIs are the Bank of Agriculture, Bank of Industry, and Nigerian Commodity Exchange, formerly Abuja Securities and Commodity Exchange. In a statement made available to Ben Television by the Bureau of Public Enterprises in Abuja, the Council directed the Bureau to immediately invite the pre-qualified bidders that met the benchmark scores of 75% in the evaluation to proceed to the financial bid opening stage. For the BOA, the BPE was directed to invite Banca Leonardo Consortium, Germany, Barclays Consortium, Nigeria, CPCS Consortium, Barbados, and PwC Consortium, Nigeria, for the financial bid opening, after which the contract should be awarded to any of the consortia adjudged to have made the best offer and quality and cost-based selection guidelines of the World Bank. Similarly, the Council directed the BPE to invite CPCS Consortium Barbados, BDO Consortium United Kingdom, and Barclays South Africa, which emerged the pre-qualified bidders for BOI, to participate in the financial bid opening, and the company with the best offer on quality and cost-based selection guidelines for the World Bank awarded contract. For the NCX, Banca Leonardo Consortium Germany, United Capital Consortium Nigeria, CPCS Transcom Consortium Barbados, and BGL Consortium Nigeria are to participate in the financial bid opening, and at the end, the company adjudged to have made the best offer on quality and cost-based selection guidelines of the World Bank is to be awarded the contract. The Council had, at its meeting of December 18, 2014, considered recommendations made by its technical committee and approved the report of the evaluation of the EOI for the proposed engagement of transaction advisors for the 3 firms.